On today's video, it's all about staying organized, packing light, so you can catch more fish on your next adventure. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for all you guys joining me that's new here today. Welcome back to all the subscribers. Obviously, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right now. Hit that notification bell so you guys get all the updates and new videos that I put out. If you don't know how to do that, I'll put up a little infographic right here. Alright, so what we're gonna do today, if you didn't already guess, obviously, or if you've clicked on the thumbnail of this, it's all about organization. And the big thing that I'm gonna try and do is help everyone out, basically get out and do some more exploring. A lot of people don't want to go out and get kind of out there in the woods, back in the rivers, back in the creeks, because you got a lot of gear, and say you've never done it before, or you've only done it once or twice with maybe your family or something like that, and you just remember bringing all your big tackle boxes and stuff like that. I'm gonna do another video on how you can get more equipment with you back in the woods, but for now I'm just going to stay simple with this organization. Alright, to start off, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over kind of the types of boxes that I like to use. It's going to be really simple because, well, they're both Plano. So I'll start with the one that I kind of made last year. I made it so that, because I do a lot of ultralight fishing. If you guys don't know, I'm a big bluegill nut or panfish guy. I fish for everything, but something a real simple person can do is you buy these Plano, I don't even remember what size this is. It's like a 4800 or something like that. Yeah, it doesn't say on it, but it's got this little, I don't know if you can see that there, that little red seal. So that is a waterproof seal, so when you close it, so you can see it around there, it goes right up against that lip there, and that seals your box from getting wet inside. And obviously, if you know anything about metal and water, it rusts, so then you end up with rusty hooks if you don't have a good sealed box. So I always recommend buying these. I mean, I think they're like $10 or something like that, but to save what I have in there right now for lures, I don't know, if you went 5x5, it's probably like $200 worth of little frickin'. It's amazing what you can spend on little lures. Next thing I'm going to go into is what I did inside of it. So let's take a look. As you guys can see here, what is it? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. Normally I have 6. I don't know where I have the extra one right now. I may have actually lost that bait. But anyways, so what I did here, if you can see it, I'll make sure it's nice and close for you, is I put, this is door insulation foam, so it comes with a sticky back to it. I actually added a double-sided set of tape on each one of these, so on that side of the tape, or on that side of the foam, there's a little piece of tape in there. You probably can't see it, but it helps stick it to the side. But as you can see, anything with treble hooks sits right inside of it, so it's perfect for jerk baits. Those are my little bluegill. I forgot what they're called. They're mini somethings, but anything real small and ultralight. But let me go into a little bit more detail with this one for you. Okay, so I can hold this up for you guys, and that's the cool thing about the way this thing's organized is all of these guys are hung up nicely on those pieces of foam. So as you can see, all the hooks are facing down, and then when you shut this, you can still see all your baits. So now let's go into a little detail on what I like to pack. So say you're going back into like a creek or something like that, and you're going way back into the woods. Having ultralight setups like these and a box like this allows you to carry a lot more options along with you. And obviously, so what I like to do is I like to start as small as you can. So you see that it's almost the size of my fingernail. Just a single little running crank. I don't even know if they make those anymore. But I mean, they make, this is a Rapala, but these are all the little ones that you'd want to bring to start out on the bottom end of the spectrum, and then obviously you can work your way up. The next setup, you know, just kind of like a little medium micro crank. The thing is what you'll be surprised is when you get back into the woods is you'll find little creeks with holes in them that have a lot bigger fish than you're expecting to catch. So then say you are using those little ones or even the mediums and you're catching bigger fish and you want to see if there's even bigger ones around. That's when you can go to this ultralight, like jointed minnow. It's about 2.5, 2 inches long. That's one of my favorite all-time river, creek, you know, you name it, lures. So, and then I have these Matsu minnows, or yeah, they're Matsu minnows. Just, you know, basically all creeks will have minnows, crayfish, and all that other stuff in there. Let's go into this other box and kind of get into detail of how you can put together a box that's more all around. I guess you could say, yeah, covers more things all around. So let's take a look at that real quick.
Okay, so this is my other Plano box. Obviously, you'll see this one. It doesn't have the red seals around it because this one came in a tackle bag. So, I mean, it's still a decent sized box, but what I like about it is the amount of storage capacity it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across. So that, you know, that gives you a lot of options for storage and stuff like that. Now, I want to go over each one of these things in detail, but to kind of give you an overview, you have, you know, small spinners. These are your tadpole spins or your beetle spin style spinners, jigs and grubs. But I want to get real close and up close in detail with like how I built this out so that I have everything I need with me for fishing small creeks, rivers, and ponds.
Okay, so we'll go into, you know, real quick overview and detail. Something I will always have on hand is a minnow mimic plastic of some kind. Like I said, normally I have my JB Lures tadpole spins on hand, and that lure is dynamite. Like I said, pretty much anywhere. I'll put it up in a video up here real quick. I just went out creek fishing, and that lure, I want to say, caught most of my fish. I didn't really need to switch because I was catching a good amount of them on that. I think I used this little jerk bait. It's a, you know, it's a 1.5 inch minnow, and obviously you guys can see it looks just like a minnow. So it's a really good minnow imitator, obviously. But another thing to always have on hand is these little spinners. So this is a number 2 MEPS. I think this is a 0 or a 1. Yeah, that's a 1. These are neat little rooster tail inline spinners. This one's beat to crap because I caught so many fish on it. It's pretty much lived its life. Rooster tail works really good out in the, you know, out in the woods and out in the sticks. This is probably the biggest bait I own. This is a little crappie crank. Well, biggest bait I carry with me because it's a deep diver. I mean, it'll go down 5-6 feet, I think, fairly easy. And yeah, if you've never tried fishing for crappie with cranks, I'll have to do a video on that because, you know, that's just something that has always worked for me. This is something I want to go into detail. So this is kind of like a Frankenstein thing that I put together. That's a crappie tube on a, I can't remember what they call it. They're like 1/32 or 1/64 ounce, just plain jigs with that mid hook in them. And it works really good to put on this little beetle spin. So that's what I was going to go into detail for you guys on. Is I have 5, 6, 7 of them there. Just bought a package of just plain Jane beetle spins to put hooks like this on. So you can stick this on there. Or you can go ahead and throw one of these guys on there. Or you can do like I did and, you know, Frankenstein them together so you have, you know,
there's just tons of different options for that. These are just like standard. This is like a underspin crappie one. This is another crappie bait. This is one of my custom, I think it's custom jigs and spins. Yeah, it's a little baby slender spoon. It's really super light. These are really good when you're fishing more of like an open water thing or on like a weed edge. And then I have more jigs and more crappie plastics. Probably going to do a video on the types of plastics that I like to, go between. Obviously, this is basically covering the gamut. Besides this and that, I mean, that covers every kind of minnow, having a hard time talking today, minnow imitator there is. So big, fat, small, short, deep divers, slow divers, slow fallers, floaters, everything's covered. Okay guys, so that's kind of, I believe I covered everything really in depth. I mean, as far as what I like to carry when I'm walking back somewhere, because this really keeps it simple. So you have 1, 2 boxes. So these 2 boxes are going to be, I mean, this is all you need. You don't really need anything else. I mean, obviously, if you're going for northern pike or maybe bullhead or catfish or something like that back in a creek somewhere, you can either do live bait or some kind of stink bait or something like that, or bigger spinners and stuff like that. But I'll do another video on what I use for my big fish boxes and stuff like that. And that's really the key to staying organized as far as what you want to bring with you and what you don't want to bring with you. Like, you don't want to bring 200 pounds worth of, like, these are my jig boxes for winter, and I do use these in the summer, but like, if I'm just going back into some creeks and I'm not fishing with a slip bobber, or I'm not looking to use any of those jigs for that time, there's no reason to bring those with you. It's just more weight. So in order to get you back away from the beaten path, and that's what I'm really trying to emphasize here, is if you can get all your stuff organized and condensed down, that's just easier on you as far as putting in. Like, I use a backpack. I carry usually 1 to 2 rods. It's sunscreen, backpack, those 2 boxes, the 2 rods, and my sun gear. And by doing it that way, you can bring water in your backpack, which you should absolutely bring. Leave in the comments below if you guys want to see kind of how I lay out a backpack in a different video, because I want to go into detail if I do. I'll probably do it anyways, but if you guys want to see that, leave that in the comments below, and just let me know, like, if you like the idea of kind of my adventure. I call it like a it's like your hiking bag or your exploring bag, because I have bags and things for every kind of scenario as far as fishing, and camping and like hiking and stuff like that. So yeah, leave that in the comments below if you guys want to see more. Obviously, if you've been here before though, and you're subscribed, hit that notification bell. If you're not subscribed and you're new here, just remember to